Welcome to Unstoppable Real Estate Investing Wealth. My name is Billy Alvaro, aka the Unstoppable BA, former billion-dollar mortgage banker, gone bankrupt, turned professional real estate investor. Where each week you'll learn the tools, strategies, systems, and secrets myself and other highly successful real estate investing entrepreneurs use to start, grow, and scale their businesses, creating massive profits, and how you can too. And we'll teach you how to put those profits to work so you no longer have to. Get ready to finally experience financial freedom and generational wealth. Now let's get started. What is going on, guys? Billy Alvaro, Unstoppable BA. This is Unstoppable Real Estate Investing Wealth. And as you know, the whole purpose of this show is to bring you value on a weekly basis. We're going to give you the tools, tips, tricks, strategies, and secrets that I use, my guests use. And today, I have two young studs from Northern New York. They're in my neck of the woods, but they're a little north of me. These two young guys came in, they're twins, and they're not identical twins, but these guys are killing their game and where they're at. They had started off 3 years ago with absolutely no clue about this industry. And from my research, what they told me, they actually quit college to get into this business full time. And now, if you guys know, I generally have on this show people who are seasoned that are doing been in this industry for years. I'm getting hit by a lot of young guys that are doing some exceptional things that want to come on the show. And Austin and Jake are those two individuals. Austin and Jake, welcome to the show, my man.
Billy, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for having us. What's up, Billy? Thank you so much.
Yeah, bro. Anytime. So listen, you guys are how old?
23.
23 years old. And you've been doing this now full time for how long?
3.5 years.
All right. So this is going to be a good show, guys, because you're young and you started off not with a trust fund. You weren't trust fund babies, right?
No, we wish.
So you started off basically from scratch. And so get us into your story. Take us back 3.5 years ago. What were you guys doing and how did you get into this business?
Yeah, it's a crazy story. And I always use the quote, everything happens for a reason. So basically, we were 20 years old. We were going to the summer of 2017. And we didn't know what was going on. Like Jake wasn't doing well. I wasn't doing well. We're like, all right, what's going on? So when I was in college, I was always listening to podcasts, listening to people who have what I want. And I always heard the word real estate. I'm like, what is this thing, real estate? They buy houses? I didn't really know what it was. And then in the summer of 2017, I'm in the library. Jake comes down. He drops on my desk a course, and it says how to buy real estate with no money down, no credit, no money. I'm like, all right, I don't have credit. I don't have a license. I have no money. I'm like, this sounds perfect for us. Basically, soups to nuts. We started wholesaling in 2017, and at the summertime, didn't get a deal for 8 months. Door knocking, cold calling, talking to agents, getting yelled at, the police taking down our vanity signs. Finally, after 8 months, we got a deal, and then the business really started once we cashed our first check.
That's exciting, bro. So 8 months. So there's a whole lesson in that story in and of itself. I mean, you guys started off with nothing. You got a book. You read the book. You took action. But this is where a lot of people fall off. They start taking action. If they don't get immediate results, after a month, 2 months, 3 months, you know what? This shit just doesn't work. And you're living proof that if you continuously go forward and have that mindset where you realize failure is inevitable. You're going to screw up. You're going to make mistakes and you're not going to get a deal. But when you do, what was that first deal like? What was the first deal? Was it a wholesale deal, a renovation deal?
So it was actually, we got a call from one of our abandoned signs. It was in one of our hometowns here in Peekskill, New York. Lady was moving down south. It was a $12,000 wholesale, not a lot of money, but at the end of the day, once we cashed that check, we got that proof of concept and we were able to say, hey, why can't we do this 10 times a year, 20 times a year, even 50 times a year? So it really just gave us the proof of concept to continue forward.
What did your mom and dad think when you guys said we're quitting college to go do this real estate thing?
So we dropped out sophomore year, spring of 2017. So we came home that summer, and that's when we actually got this course. Shout out to Cody Sperber. I always shout him out because we got his course for $300, how to wholesale real estate with no money down, no income, no credit. Our parents said, you're crazy. You're going to go buy houses. You guys don't even have a job. So we were like, all right, we're going to give it a shot. We actually moved out of our house. We rented an apartment for 2 months, 2.5 months actually, and we just started grinding. After that summer, we didn't make any money, so we came back home for a couple months. They were telling us, listen, you guys got to go back to school.
coming up. So my mom was actually trying to sign us back up to go back to school. Within that period of time, we were grinding, we were trying to get our first deal done, and we ended up doing it. So.
And you got a first deal from a bandit sign, which, people ask me all the time, the bandit signs work? They do. You just need to put those friggin' things out, and eventually one of them is going to pop.
Yes, sir. Amen. Amen.
So tell us now, talk to me. So you're at the time about 20 years old, and you got bit by the bug. You made your first $12,000 check. What did you then do to start getting onto this pathway to build what you guys are building? And I'm going to get into what you guys are doing now, but tell me what you did. Like, what were the steps you took to actually start building this real estate business out?
Well, the first thing we did was a lot of guys get $12,000 at 20 years old. They go to the bar, they go buy a Rolex. We said, no. We put $11,999, basically everything, back into marketing, because we know this business is a marketing and sales business. So we dumped it all back into marketing, got some more bandit sign drivers, had to hire a cold caller, try to get more leads in, because we know leads equal appointments, appointments equal contracts, contracts equal closing. So we reinvested in marketing, started getting more deals. It was actually crazy. The 2 weeks after we closed our first deal, we got a deal for $110,000 off a cold call. And after that, we're like, we completely were like, this is crazy. So we really rolled after that. So after what happened, just the momentum started spinning. God bless, it worked out.
I love it, man. So you guys must have been like a drug when you hit that $110,000 hit.
I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, we never looked back. We never thought about school ever again after that first deal, that second deal. And we just continue to network and get around people that we were trying to be like, because what we learned is we learn from people who have what we want, not people that are just telling us, oh, you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. It doesn't sound like this is going to work out. We knew our end result, so we were just essentially just looking for ways to succeed.
Tell some of the listeners out there, some of the young guys and girls that are looking to get started, that maybe tripped up, some of the experiences where you guys failed and how you handled that failure. Because I'm sure you guys have experienced, just like all of us successful entrepreneurs, shit that goes sideways. Could you think of one or two things that you were trying to do that something went sideways on you? A marketing program that didn't work, that bombed out, a deal that blew up and went sideways, where you lost money? Like, you have any of that you can share?
Well, in the beginning, we were taking action, but we just weren't taking the right action. So we were cold calling, but we were cold calling the worst list. We were door knocking, but not doing targeted door knocking. We were networking with the wrong people. So essentially, we were just learning what not to do so that we could learn what to do. So in the beginning, we were just failing forward completely. Every day, we were just failing. I actually ended up getting my real estate license, which I definitely tell a lot of young guys out there just to get it in your tool belt, put it up, just get the test and just take it and just get your license. Because at the end of the day, if you have an end result of buying real estate, fixing and flipping, and you want to sell it eventually, why not take that 2% for yourself in the beginning? Because it is a couple bucks that you can save back into your pocket.
Absolutely. Tell me how you guys split up your business. Like, what are your roles? What do each one of you do?
Yeah, so right now it's a little different, but when we first started, I love sales, so I go on the appointments, I deal with the sellers, they love me, et cetera, et cetera. Jake would then, once the contract was signed, when we get it signed, Jake goes out there, he likes dealing with the buyer, so he would then deal with the buyer, sell the contract, et cetera, et cetera. But now, obviously, it's a little different. But at the beginning, I was sales and marketing, he was dispositions and raising some capital.
Yeah, now we're thankful enough to have a really great team behind us that's able to help us really scale, to do more deals, and to essentially help us grow our business.
So tell me what the business looks like today, guys. How many people in full, including VAs and everything, are in the organization?
So we have 2 full-time lead managers. We have a couple acquisition guys. We have a full-time transactional coordinator, full-time executive assistant, full-time COO, full-time disposition manager. We just hired this was the best hire of the year of 2020. We hired in-house counsel. So we have an in-house attorney at our office. So she takes care of everything. We also have 2 project managers. We're hiring a property manager, and then Austin and myself, we own the business.
You guys have a lot of employees. You have a lot of VAs along with that as well?
Yeah. We have a lot of VAs that skip trace, admin work, pull lists, assemble lists, stuff of that nature.
The team's about 15 to 16 people, everybody on it.
I love it. And that the real estate attorney that you had that you brought in, we did that when I had my mortgage company. We had in-house counsel, which was exceptional because we saved a shit ton. It was running us about $1,000 a closing. We brought them in, put them on salary, and it was actually a profit center for us. What kind of deal did you work out with your attorney?
So we paid them a flat rate, $2,000 a week, $100,000 a year. But we ran the numbers. Last year alone, we spent like $140,000, $150,000 on attorney fees. So like already there, $40,000 savings. This year we're probably spend over 225,000 if we were to have outside counsel. So it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, and last year we actually started getting into renting. So we bought some rentals. So she helps us out with our leasing. She helps out with all of our commercial contracts. She helps out with promissory notes, everything. Anything under the sun that involves real estate, she's involved in.
Smart, man. You guys are smart, dude. That's a smart move right there. And is she doing everything else in the business? All your contracts that you said, any employee issues, all that crap?
Everything, yeah. One-stop shop. Yeah.
Smart, dude. Smart moves. All right, so give the listeners an idea of we know how the structure is. What does the volume look like? What are you guys doing as far as volume goes?
Well, right now, just in January, we have 8 signed in contract. Hopefully, another 2-3 signed in the month. So our goal is 120 this year, but 120 good deals. So that's kind of what we're shooting for. But anywhere between 7 to 10 deals a month is kind of what we're looking at for this year.
Yeah, last year we did about 60, so we want to double that this year.
So that's a lofty goal. You could definitely do it, but operationally wise, you have to make sure you're structurally sound.
Yeah.
To handle that volume. So the mix of business that you're bringing in, is it wholesale, renovation, rental, the whole mix?
Yeah, so it's wholesale, renovation, apartments, and then we're doing some creative financing deals that we just started doing a couple months ago to subject to innovation as well.
Got it. All right, so let's get into the nuts and bolts. I really want to add some serious value now that I got a good background on your story and what the business is like. So let's go in. This is all about giving value to the listeners, giving them either a tool or a tip or a trick or a strategy, secret, something that is working that you guys said, holy shit, man, we started doing this and we started seeing a multiple of X. Share something, anything.
I know this is going to sound crazy, Bill, but you probably know it's follow-up. Like when we first started, our follow-up wasn't where it is today. I swear the last 10, 15 deals all been follow-up. Just from building up the pipeline for 6 to 12 months. People don't understand, like you said before, most people quit in the first 2 to 3 months. It's because they haven't built up a pipeline. Once you have that pipeline built, you have to conserve it. So I think the biggest thing for us is our follow-up process is crazy. We send them handwritten notes. If somebody passed away, we send them flowers. We know when their birthdays are. We send them follow-up texts, follow-up emails. We consistently stay in front of them because there's a lot of other buyers out there, but we want to be the guys when they think they're ready to go, they're going to call us. So I would say one thing is make sure you have a good system where you can follow up leads consistently, and that will bring in a lot of money.
Yeah, so that follow-up process, are you doing that for appointments that you went on that you didn't complete, like sending out birthday cards and handwritten letters, or are you doing that for every single lead that has come into the system that you haven't been able to convert, like you didn't get in touch with them yet?
Yeah, I mean, if we didn't get in touch with them, we'll send them like automated text messages. If we have their email, automated emails. Obviously, get on the phone and do the old-fashioned cold call them. But people that are already in our system, if we didn't get the appointment, we'll know when their birthdays are. We'll know when their kids' birthdays are. We'll send them out handwritten notes. The other day, one of their moms passed away. We sent them out flowers. She called back and thanked us. So doing stuff like that makes you stand out differently. And
Yep.
we've seen a lot of times people have taken $10,000 or $15,000 less because they like us and they trust us. So that's one thing we really pride ourselves on.
I love it. And that, I think, says the reason why you guys are getting such large assignment fees. Tell us what your average assignment fee is.
So in Westchester County, it's probably about $40,000.
That's huge, guys. That's a big number.
Yeah.
Some guys don't make that on renovation deals.
I know.
The guys in Ohio are making like $8,000 a deal.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, all right. So you got your follow-up system. What CRM are you guys plugged into right now?
Podio. So we use Podio. It's connected to something called smartphone.
Yep. So the whole thing, we have that system too. It works out really well.
Yeah.
And by the way, if the listeners are listening, they want to plug in the Podio, they want to plug in the smartphone. All of that is on my website, billysecrets.com. Go on there. Those two tools are already there. We use them. Austin and Jake use them. It works. They're saying it works. We've been using it for, I think, 2.5, 3 years now. And it's a phenomenal, very easy to use follow-up system. If you don't, listen, you guys said it. The money is in the follow-up. If you don't have an integrated killer follow-up system, you're just pissing money away. You're spending money in the front end, and you're allowing it to leak right out the back end because you're not converting. When pandemic hit for us, we actually stopped marketing because I didn't know which way this whole deal was going to go, if the bottom was going to fall out. We stopped marketing for a while, and we continuously did deals because of all the leads in the database, the follow-up systems that we have, the phone calls, the guys working them. We still consistently brought in 6, 8, 10 deals a month with no marketing. So you don't really need to spend a ton of marketing. What are you guys doing now as far as your marketing programs? Tell us what you're putting out there.
So we're doing direct mail, we're doing bandit signs, cold calling, texting, door knocking, PPC, SEO, and referrals.
How much a month do you guys think you're putting out for marketing right now?
Dollars.
Dollars.
About 25,000 a month.
25,000. What does that equate to? Direct mail pieces. How many direct mail pieces are you putting out?
10,000 a month. Probably trying to double that.
Yep. Good. That's good. And on a monthly basis, and I'm asking these questions because look, you guys have started as a small 1 to 2 deals a month. In the last, I guess, year and a half is when you really started to scale this thing with the employees. So I'm trying to get the listeners to understand, they ask me, I'm sure they ask you a lot, what's your number one way to generate business? How do you guys get as many deals as you get? And I'm like, look, you need to be doing a lot of things a lot of the time. But the key thing to all of it is you need to track it and make sure your KPIs, your key performance indicators, are dialed in. Otherwise, if you don't know what's working, you're going to be pissing money away, and you could be spending money like we knew with Google. Our Google return went down the toilet in like a 24-month time frame. We were making a 10-to-1 return, and then I guess the competition got so fierce it was costing us so much. Over a 1.5 to 2 year time frame, we were going like dollar for dollar, so we cut it off. If you don't know your KPIs, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Do you guys have your KPI dashboards dialed in?
Yeah, we do. That's one thing we do have to work on, but I think that's also why I went to Podio, because it was a lot better than Salesforce with KPIs. So we're still working on that, to be completely honest.
Yeah, listen, it's never going to end, guys.
Yeah.
Growing this business, you're going to be doing this for the next couple of years. It's like you're always going to be working on the business. So what did you guys like when you got into this mindset-wise? Just tell me what you studied, who you studied in order to have this mindset of like the name of my show, Unstoppable Real Estate Investing Wealth. How did you guys get the unstoppable mindset to like take this idea and go forward? Because it's not normal. Everybody wants to do it, but very few people actually have the balls. And you guys have elephantitis of the freaking testicles to get this going and to start this thing off. So tell us about that, the mindset piece.
Well, I'll tell you this. Before we got into real estate, we were big basketball guys, big athletes in high school, a little bit in college. In high school, we weren't the guys to party, to conversate, to have fun. We were in the gym all the time, just looking to get better because our goal was to play college basketball. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. So when we got into college, we were kind of just wandering around, figuring out what the next thing in life's going to be. And once we got into real estate, we said, we have so much passion for this. We have as much passion as we do for basketball. So we just took all the energy, all of the mindset that we already had, as well as reading the right books like Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Because like Austin said, this is a sales business. This is a marketing business. If you can get in front of people and you can connect with them and build rapport and understand where they're coming from and actually listen to them, that's how you close deals. People go into houses and they talk about how shitty the roof is and how effed up the kitchen is. But at the end of the day, these people have a problem and we're here to solve their problem. So we just understood that it's a service business and we got our mindset right from just reading and listening to the right people. Like you said before, we're big Tony Robbins fans. We love Tony. We love Grant Cardone. We love these guys that are just out here excelling on an everyday basis.
Go ahead.
One quote I'm going to say is, to get what you want, you have to do what other people aren't willing to do. So like we'd be late at night reading, studying scripts, studying sales scripts. And I think most people aren't willing to do that. I don't think there's one book that works. There's not one script that works. I think it's just being really consistent in what you're doing and then having, have clarity. Clarity is power. So I think once we had our clarity, what we're trying to get to, we connect with people who had what we wanted, and then, the rope kind of swing that way.
Consistency compounds. If you're networking with the right people and you're surrounding yourself around the right people, we're putting in 60, 70, sometimes he puts in 80-hour work weeks. At the end of the day, we are going to succeed. If there's no other option. We burned our bridges when we dropped out of school. There was no other plan. It was real estate or that's it.
What does mom and dad think about what you guys are doing now?
Well, our dad, first they said, don't do it. Now our dad works for us, so he helps with product management. And then our mom's trying to work with us, but she's not ready yet.
I absolutely love it. You guys have any other siblings?
Nope, just us.
Just you guys. So mom and dad must be freaking proud, man.
Yeah, they're having fun. It's been a great journey.
I love it. So what else do you guys like? You're on this pathway. What are the next steps for you in regards to real estate investing? I know you said you want to do 120 deals this year. Go out 5 years, 10 years. What do you see yourselves doing?
We definitely are really interested in building our portfolio, our rental portfolio. We want to amass a lot of apartments, a lot of rental units so we can create financial freedom for our business, for ourselves and our family. But what we're looking to achieve, like in the next year, we actually just started a fund. So we're really going to start focusing on raising private capital because at the end of the day, when you're doing deals, you're a transactional engineer. So you're just doing deals, you're making money. But what we want to do is invest in long-term assets that can pay us every month. And to do that, we need to work with investors that, give them a return on their money and essentially grow our business while also helping others.
Smart, man. That's smart. So tell me about another. I know you went all over the place. Tell me about one of the marketing programs that you're working on that you get a decent return up in northern New York.
I know it sounds crazy, but the old-fashioned iPhone, SMS has been killing it for us. We were using Leacher at a time. Now we're using somebody else's platform, but it really works because everyone has a phone. Everyone they can text. Even 6-year-old, sometimes grandmas have phones. So SMS has been killing it for us. So what we'll do is we'll pull a list. We'll get a targeted list or kind of more of a broad list. We'll text them first. If they don't answer the text, then we'll send out a voicemail to them. Then we'll give it to our VAs to cold call. So we have this kind of like stream, this flow that really works. So at the end of the day, we're being really tight with our marketing. But SMS has been killing it for us. Obviously, Valentine's always killed for us. And then what we do is, let's say someone's going to auction or anything like that, we'll go to their door, the old-fashioned way, just knock on their door and say, hey, how can we help with the property? So we do a lot of door knocking as well, too.
You have a group of guys that go out and do that for you on the team?
Yeah. College, like an internship program, per se.
Yeah, listen, you guys are doing it right. It's a full frontal. Like if you're going to have a lead, a person on your list, you have to maximize. In order to maximize that list, you have to attack them from every angle. Text, email, phone calls, door knocking, letters to the house, like SOS flags outside, whatever you need to freaking do to get their attention. Like it's true, but people just don't realize how much freaking work it takes to get this business moving and going to scale it. It's not freaking easy. Everybody, look, a lot of the gurus that are out there, and a lot of them I'm friends with, they say it's an easy business, turnkey, 4 hours a week. Look, it's fucking work. It takes a lot of work. You're working 80 hours a week, 75 hours a week. You're putting in the work today. By the time you guys are 45, 50 years old, hundreds of millions, the way you guys are running, hundreds of millions. Sky's the fucking limit.
Yep, yes, sir. Has to go up.
I love it. Is there anything I could help you guys with? I usually don't change it around this way on the podcast, but is there anything I could help you with, talk-wise, information-wise, help-wise, scale-wise, anything at all?
Good question.
How are you running your business? Are you guys having a lot of meetings on a everyday, weekly basis? Do you have like level 10 meetings?
Good question. So on the sales side, my guys do a sales huddle every single morning from 8:55 to 9:15. So all the sales guys in the office, they all Zoom in no matter where they're at. And it's only one purpose for that meeting. What's your KPIs? What's your stats from the day before? What's your focus on for today? How many contracts did you get? How many phone calls did you get? How many appointments did you go on? What was your conversions? To see if they're on track week to date and month to date. That's really the meeting Tuesday through Friday. On Mondays, they have a sales meeting. It lasts about an hour and a half, 90 minutes. And that's all about a specific sales training thing, something we're going to be hitting on, KPI reports for the whole entire business. And then we have some sort of motivational piece that we go through on the Wednesday meeting, on the Monday meeting rather. On the Wednesday meeting, we have an operational meeting with the whole staff. That lasts generally, it's a long one. It's like 2.5 hours, and people drop in as we need them. So I have my finance meeting in the morning from 9 o'clock to 9:30, 9:45. Then from 9:30, 9:45 until about 11:30, we have our operation, the whole pipeline, 89 deals in the pipeline. And my whole role, I just sit there to identify what the issues are, and I figure out how we can resolve those issues, give my input, give direction, and then we're off to the races running. And then after that, we do our rehab meeting, and we do our dispo meeting with the wholesale piece, and then we're done. And then twice a month, I have the CFO meeting. We meet with him for an hour to 2 hours, depending on the type of the month. And that's it, bro. But the cadence of the meetings, I think, is extremely important to keep everybody on the same page as to what's going on.
Love it. What does your executive team look like? You have a director of sales, you have a COO, you have a right-hand man?
Yeah, so myself and my partner, I just bought him out. So I'm actually going to be looking for a COO. So we have a CFO fractional. We have director of sales, Justin, who runs a team of, I think right now, 7 or 8. We have the bookkeeper. Then we have executive assistant. We have dispositions. Then we have transaction coordinator. And then we have 2 guys that run the rehab side, one in New York, one in New Jersey, that handle the rehabs that way.
Nice. So who's handling like your marketing right now? I know you guys are heavy on marketing. Who does all that back end work for you guys?
So I have a team on the back end that handles that. I've always been the marketing person. So my input, my oversight is marketing. I don't think I'll ever give that up. because marketing and sales, dude, it is the lifeblood of the business. And to me, I know marketing, I know numbers, and I can't. It's one thing I'm a control freak over is the marketing piece. I can't just say handle it and do it. I need to have my hands on the marketing.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
You know, it's important. It's important to keep your company like together. Marketing is life. When I had the mortgage company, you know, we grew that thing to 950 units a month, 1,000 units a month, and we did it based off the marketing. You know, everything was just dollars in, dollars out, tracking it, making sure things got converted over.
So you're only talking to your project managers once a week, you said? During
No,
that meeting?
project managers, I'm talking with them a lot. I have on the Wednesday meeting, I'm going over the rehab piece just to get a deep update of what's happening. But my PMs, I'm on the phone with them in the morning. I'm on the phone with them at night, like just making sure that things are going smooth. And sometimes 3-4 days will go by. I don't talk to them at all.
Yep.
You know, I'm getting my reports. I'm seeing what's going on. I'm seeing where we are schedule wise to make sure things are going. But the key thing is having a COO. The key thing is having that right arm, an integrator. And I think within the next year, I'm going to be bringing an integrator in. You know, right now it's just me on the forefront running everything.
Got it. Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, up until you know, when the pandemic hit, I was working maybe 10-12 hours a week. The pandemic hit, and I went right back in the work mode. I'm working. I haven't worked this much in the last I'm 75, 80 hours a week. It's just been insane.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Back, you know, pre-pandemic, it was 10 to 12 hours a week.
Yeah.
Because I had everything set up. Everything was kind of status quo. I wasn't really in the growth mode. I was in like status quo mode. And I was kind of like I was having fun coasting. But then when the pandemic hit, I said, you know what? It's time for me to get back to work, go back out there and really capitalize on what's about to happen with the market.
Amen. Love it.
What do you guys want to leave to the audience? Like what could you, if there was a young person that came to you and said, listen, guys, Austin, Jake, I'm 20 years old. I want to jump into this thing, but I'm scared shit to go forward. What would you tell them?
I would say figure out what you're looking to do, you know, figure out your end results, then you can back your way in there. So if you want to be a flipper, learn from the greatest flippers. You want to be a wholesaler, go learn from the best wholesaler. If you want to get into the rental game, start raising private money and figure out syndications, or, you know, figure out a financial partner that can come and you can start finding deals with them. Figure out what you're looking to do, because a lot of people we talk to, they say, oh, I want to get into real estate. Well, what does that mean? What about real estate do you like? What do you actually want to be doing on an everyday basis? Do you like sales? Do you like marketing? Do you like operations? You have to really figure out what you like as a person and what you're going to succeed at, and then just start working.
Yeah. You got to be 100% clear on what you're looking to get. When you get into this business or any business, if you're not clear, you're going to be running in circles. When you get crystal clear on what you want to do, and here's the key, you have to know what it is that you want. You don't have to know how. The how over time will come if you meet the right who's. To your point, you get the right who's in your life, the people that can guide you. The how is going to happen, and eventually you're going to get to where you want to go. But you need to know your driving force. Be clear on what your what is so you can drive forward.
Exactly. Love it. Amen to that.
Fellas, how could the listeners reach out to you? What's your social media? Like, give them some information of how they can meet you online.
You can go follow me on Instagram. So it's THE the first and last name Austin AUSTIN Derath DER 2 A's and 2 F's. And you can reach out to me any questions. We're here to help.
Yep, on Instagram at jake.derath.
And what's the business name that you guys buy under?
Raven 3 Home Buyers. Yep. Raven 3 Home Buyers.
Raven 3.
Yeah.
I love it. What does it mean?
So our last name is Dutch. So my dad's from Amsterdam, if you know where that is. But our last name in Dutch means Raven in English. And the 3 is me, Jake, and my dad. So my mom got cut out of it, but
I love it, man. You guys want to end with anything else? You guys were amazing, by the way.
I want to leave on this one quote, and you always talk about it. It's called MFA, Massive Freaking Action. I think people are always caught up in just, I need this, I need that, I need this, and that. To start, I think you have to take action. Go knock on doors, go make some calls, go get yelled at, go put up some banner signs in the beginning, just to take some action, and good things will happen. Maybe the results you're getting aren't the results you're looking for, but it's still results. And then from there, you can ask yourself the question, what do I need to do to get to the next level? I think people are just too caught up on trying to know everything before they start, and that's always the worst way to be in a business. Just take action, I think, and good or bad things will happen, but you always can adjust and find the next step to go to.
Boom! You guys just knocked it out of the ballpark with that one, bro. Austin, Jake, appreciate the both of you young guys. I'm going to be looking forward to watching you grow over the next 5 and 10 years. I'm going to have my eyeballs on you. I'm going to bring you back in about a year and a half, 2 years, I'm going to replay this interview. I'm going to say, remember 2 years ago, you guys were saying 120, now you're doing 300? You guys are going to kill it, man. You guys are going to kill it. I'm proud of you.
I really appreciate it.
We'll see you hopefully in Scottsdale. You going to the next Collective Genius event?
I'm actually going to be in Puerto Rico for a month. So I'm like taking a hiatus. I'm going out there. I'm looking at a hotel to buy out there. Wow. So yeah, so myself and my girl and the kids are going to be heading out there, and I might join in virtually, but I might not. I got to see how everything's going. It's just like a month of just chilling out.
Got it. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, man. But I'm definitely going to catch you guys in the one after that.
Sounds like a plan. Looking forward
Peace
to it.
out, fellas.
Take care, brother. Have a good one.
Thank you so much for having us. Take care.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Unstoppable Real Estate Investing Wealth. My mission is to give you, my listeners, the blueprint for success, the insider secrets for starting, growing, and scaling your real estate investing business so you can experience and live the unstoppable lifestyle. I've made it simple for you. To catapult yourself to success, go to BillysSecrets.com. That's BILLYS secrets.com. There you will find every single tool, tip, trick, strategy, system, and secret used to make millions of dollars as a real estate investor. Everything my team uses and my guests use all in one place for you to tap into so you can start, grow, and scale your real estate investing business. I really hope you implement what you're learning. I hope you utilize these tools, tips, tricks, strategies, and secrets. And I hope to see you on the next episode. God bless. Bye-bye.